I've had the mower out. It's January the 18th. We've not had any rain since we had it all flooded about 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago. So real high setting, basically just collecting all the debris. The ground really dry. It did drain very fast after we got flooded, so that's good. I wasn't pleased about the flooding, but at least it drained very quickly. So yeah, a few benefits in that you're getting all the debris off the grass, so any light that is around will get directly to the grass. It won't go quite as mossy. I've got about three basket loads of stuff to add to the compost, which is useful this time of the year. And also it gave my mower a run out. It took quite a bit. It's only 6 months old, this mower, and it took a bit to get it going. So if I'd have left it all winter, yeah, it might have been more problematic. So I'm pleased I did that. I'll give it a clean after it's cooled down. And then that should probably be it for about 2 months now. I'll probably restart, well, maybe 6 weeks. Start cutting the grass on a more regular basis if it's not too wet from March. But yeah, garden looks good. I actually like grass cutting, so yeah, it's not a chore. So we've got enough of the turf to fill this now, so I've just got to turn all that stuff around and sort of lay the turf a bit. Like I've started it over there, and then I'll work all the way along here, and that'll produce really good topsoil. This one is the one that I did a couple of weeks ago, and already that's starting to really break down nicely, and that will give us our raised bed. And from now on, as I've said, it'll be no dig after I've got the level exactly right. So yeah, with this one, it's just a matter of getting the turf, laying it, building up the levels. A little bit of this grass will come through, but from experience, not an awful lot once you've turned it upside down. So we'll just continue to do that. I might just need a little bit more. Still got some more to dig out. Just arrived at B&Q. It's Monday morning. Just got to, well, I want some sharp sand for some sandbags. Just want a few sandbags to have, just in case we get any more serious flooding. But I'll also have a look, see what else they've got. Is it? So that's all we got in there. 2 packs of either 8-foot or 9-foot canes, which I'm hoping will go into here. Just about. And then 5 bags of sharp sand. And the full total for that was about 30 quid, which ain't too bad. Right, I'll get these loaded.
Okay, so yeah, £31.18, 5 bags of sharp sand and 20 of the 8 or 9 foot canes, I'm not sure what they are. £6.50 for 10 it was on those, but I also got a £5 off because I just picked up another loyalty card. If you just pick up a loyalty card every time, then I get a £5 off. So yeah, all good. Off to do a little, well, I'm gonna have a walk around town just to get out a bit and maybe walk on the front, see the sea. Got Bob and Court coming around doing the team meeting, but it's mainly packing and stuff, which I sort of stay clear of. So I shall leave them to it, have a little walk around 1 or 2 other shops, see if there's anything else to pick up. I bought quite a lot in the last day or so. I bought some tree guards for all the fruit trees and bench shrubs and everything, and some netting for the brassica beds. I'm also I've ordered the sandbags, and I've got a big 100-litre bag of perlite coming as well. So yeah, been spending some money, but it's that time of year. It's all prepping, planning. I don't sow any seeds in January. I know quite a few people do, but I think it's just, you just need a bit of patience. Just wait another few weeks, and then you don't have to mess around with heat mats so much on everything. And yeah, it's not my thing to do any sowing in January. I will do a little bit in February, and then mainly sort of wait till March. Patience, it's not a bad thing. Right, okay, I'll go for a walk. Might take a bit of footage if I'm walking along the front. The calm before the storm. We've got another named storm coming on Friday, and we've finally got a really nice day. It's quite warm, sunny. Been really busy with work for about the last 3 days, so I haven't done any gardening. Used my garage as a dumping ground, and this needs a bloody good sort out. I bought quite a few bits and pieces in this last week, and it's just been dumped in here. I haven't got on with anything at all. So this needs a really good sort out. And then I need to make the most of the weather today. It's about 5 past 1. It says it up there. And I've got about 3 hours before I have to crack on with other things. There's Jen. You all right? What are you doing? You got a poorly paw, or are you just pointing? I think you're just pointing, aren't you? Hold the pose. No, that's it. Go. Right, so first job is tree guards. I've noticed something has been gnawing away at some of the wood, the logs in the woodland section, what we call the woodland section. It's just a little bit of woodland planting underneath horse chestnut. So I don't want my new fruit trees to be got at. So we're going to put these around the bases of the new fruit trees. So that's done. Just a couple there. This one had already been quite badly damaged, and I'm just hoping that it's survived. Yeah, something's been gnawing at it. So that hopefully will protect it a little bit, give it more chance. So we have, that was the pear tree, I think that's cherry, and then that's apple. That one
looked all right, but I protected it, and that one has got that spiral tree guard on already. The plum that we put in over there a few days ago has got one of the spiral guards on, so that's good. And then outside, just on the outer hedge, to stop cars from parking on our grass. I've done that as well. So now these have got no protection, and they've been out most of the winter. And this one, the first one here, had definitely been attacked by something. But again, I think it's all right. I don't think it's gone all the way around. But they've all got guards on now. So let's see if that helps. I still need to find a couple of shrubs or young trees or something to do the last few bits. And then we'll also start filling in a little bit. I'm going to put something else in the middle of these two. Yeah, I think that will basically at least stop anybody parking there. We're always going to get this sort of situation where Amazon driver went and dropped something off and then cut the corner, but it saved him at least half a second, and that's buggered that up for a bit. But I shall let that dry out, scarify it, maybe put a bit of grass seed down in the spring. But we don't want that on there. And a couple of times we had cars parking up there, so yeah. Right, next job is to do some sandbags. So you saw the flooding the other week. We didn't get it badly in here, but this garage does let in water when the wind is blowing in a certain way, and we keep a lot of stock in there and packaging. So I'm going to get some sandbags done and then place down there, because this storm's coming on Friday. And Farage has been at it again. Dug up some more bulbs. So we're going to take all the bulbs out of there and put some sort of, the begonias weren't touched at all last year. I don't particularly like begonias, but we're going to get some sort of bedding in here from the spring onwards. But I'm going to get those bulbs out because they've just been attacked. And yeah, continue to try and get Farage. That noise you can hear, if you can hear it, it's from over there. So they moved into that house where that big tree is a couple of months ago. And they've just had to cut so many trees down, and it's just been like that for a few days constantly, a few weeks really, just hearing chainsaw all the time. But it's not too bad, and it had to be done. You could just see the garden had been neglected for years. So before I do the sandbags, show you something else that I've got. So the sound quality on my last vlog was awful. For about 10 minutes, it was just too windy. So I got as a Christmas present, but I haven't got around to setting it up yet, was this little thing. It's a little microphone. Hopefully the sound from now on, when it's windy, will be a lot better. I shall test that out next time we have a windy day. So although the garden flooded a bit last a couple of weeks ago, the only actual proper flooding into the property is through this garage door. So I've now got that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sandbags there. I think it's getting in from down there. I've already sealed this side. It's a bit messy, but there's gaps down here. They've obviously had problems in the past because this has all been done. And the only other place, because it's sort of concertinas, there is a gap here, along here and there as it moves up. It's one of those electronic garage doors. But if it was getting in below, which we think it is, that should sort that out. And it's only when the wind is coming from that direction. It's not actually flooding on the drive or anything, so we shall see if that helps. And if the garden gets flooded and it looks like it's going to threaten the conservatory, I can always move these around to the conservatory very, very quickly. The garage is slightly important, as in we've got some stock in there, but it's not, it's never damaged any stock. I made up another 3 there, and I'm going to go and get some more sand because I have got about another 15 empty bags, so they're going to be useful just in case we have any problems in the future, aren't they? You coming this way? Yeah, you coming? Come on in. As I say, it was coming in from that field, the flooding, and the only thing I really felt threatened by was if it was going to pull up and go over here and go there, and so I'll use those bags if needed for that. Right, next job. You can't have 2 sticks. Right, you want this one? Right, the garage tidy, or it will be in about half an hour, or to you about 2 seconds. A nice tidy garage again. And now we'll sort out the potting shed. Got a couple of houseplants that are really struggling. I had this for years and it's done really well. Wherever I put it in this house, it's struggling. Don't get that. Anyway, so I'm just thinking that maybe I need to totally repot it and slightly bigger pot. And this isn't too bad, but I'll just give it a bit of a sort out. It's been a really nice day today. It's gone a bit misty now, but it is the calm before the storm. Right, so about half of my houseplants have been repotted. That's cyclamen, as I don't know whether it's finished or not anyway, so I've cut everything off and then put it into a bigger pot. That might not come back. But the spider plants have been tidied up. They were all pot bound, and that has certainly looks a lot better than it did before. A few more to do tomorrow, but that's it for today. So I've just received an order of something I ordered earlier on this week. Massive bag of perlite. I think he said 100 litres or something. So you could buy a 10 litre one for a tenner, and this 100 litre one was 24 quid, something like that, from Amazon. I'll leave a link below. To me, it just seemed a no-brainer. Probably could have got away with a 10 litre one for this year, but to get sort of 10 times as much for just over twice as much cost seemed worth it. Had good reviews, so yeah, we'll see how that goes. And here it is. Yeah, seems all right to me. So I'll be mixing that in to make up my sort of seed mix. So I don't actually sow any seeds until February, but I've just got some of these trays ready and various places to start sowing. So we've got those loo rolls which we'll use for certain things, some of the bigger cell trays there
and some of the smaller ones there as well. I'm trying a couple of different things as well. So, milk carton, creating its own very little greenhouse. Anyway, yeah, that's done. Basically, it's pouring down outside. Don't know whether you can see that. Someone's got down there. So yeah, just had an hour spare. So I made up my mix, and that's all ready. What I shall do, because you don't really want the compost to be as cold as it is out here, we're going to sow seed in a couple of weeks' time for the first few things that need doing. And hang on, a phone call just came through, that can go away. Anyway, we will take these into the house, into the conservatory, which is unheated but is warmer than out here, a couple of weeks or a week or so before we are actually sowing, and place those into the conservatory so the compost warms up, give it a better chance for everything to germinate. But that's a couple of weeks away from now. Good morning. It is Saturday morning, the day after the storm. Yeah, not a terrible storm for us, but I know it was really bad for a lot of people. But for us, it was just very windy, but sunny most of the day. I didn't get out in the garden because it was too windy for that. But today is a beautiful day. Kirsten is just about off to Nottingham to see her mum. Go and look after her for a few days. We've got quite a few jobs to do. I'm going to start taking this into, well, I'm making a space in the kitchen in front of all the patio windows and some space in the conservatory. So I'm going to take those in today. I've got one or two jobs to do, sort of tidying up a bit. The greenhouse was blown open and blown around a bit, and these virtually empty plasticky compost bins, which I hardly use, have been blown over, so I've got to just sort that out again. A few minutes job. These beds are looking pretty good. Could just do with a little bit more down here to fill them up. And loads and loads of bulbs popping up here in this that will be a vegetable bed. So I'm going to dig those up and plant those, I think, into the woodland section. And then finally get that last little bit of turf off and then put that into here, upturned, to sort out the levels for this bed. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous day. And it's just me and Jenny all weekend until Monday night. You ready? Go for a walk? Yeah. I'm going to wind up the video now for this week. Thanks for joining me and watching. Nice positive comments. Jenny likes a positive comment.
you could do that, that would help the channel. And yeah, we'll see you sometime next week. It's been a good week. Got through that storm, no problem. Got a few jobs done. And we move on. Only 5 or 6 days until February the 1st. And then we start planting up. Well, not planting up. We start sowing the seed, getting ready for the spring, which is always positive.